Hello, my beautiful people. You are welcome to Naho Blessed Fashion. If today is your first time stopping by here, you are highly welcome. I am Blessing and I would like you to join this beautiful family. All you will do is to hit that subscribe button and turn on your notification bell so you get notified whenever I upload a new video. If you're a returning subscriber, thank you so much for sticking around. I love you all. So today we are going to be making this milkmaid dress with Queen Anne neckline. As you can see, this style is really beautiful and anywhere you go, people will just admire it, like seriously. So if this is what you want to learn, definitely keep on watching. Let's get started, guys. So I'm going to create a starting line. That's my starting line. So from there, I'll mark out 10 inches for my bust point and my under bust is 13 inches. Mark that out. Half length is 16, but I'll be marking 17 inches, including the allowance to join it with the down part, okay? So this is my bust point, my under bust, and my waistline. I'm going to label it later, okay? So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to mark my neck. This is just for guide, okay? So I'm using 3 inches for my neck width and 3 inches for my neck depth. This is just for guide. We are not going to be using this, okay? So I'll just give it a nice curve just like this. Then I'll mark out my shoulder measurement. My shoulder divided by 2 is 7 inches. I just mark that out. And from there, I'll come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope. I'll create a slant just like this to meet up with my neck width. Next, I'm going to determine my armhole. To get the armhole, I'm just going to mark out my shoulder divided by 2. Make sure I get a straight line, okay? And then you can make use of your shoulder divided by 2. You can make use of your bust divide by 6 plus 1.5 inch, okay? So mine is 7 inches. That's my shoulder divided by 2. 7 inches. I will just create a straight line to meet up with my shoulder slope, okay? Then I'll create a straight line at that 7 inches and that will serve as my chest line. So this is my shoulder line, this is my chest line, this is my bust line, this is my under bust line, and this is my half length. I hope this is clear. The next thing I'm going to do is to divide what I have in my armhole by 2, mark that out, and then go in by half an inch. This is for our front armhole, okay? So I'm going to connect it to my shoulder slope and to my bust measurement. So I'll mark out my bust measurement divide by 4 at my chest line, okay? And I'll create a straight line like this to meet up with my shoulder slope and then a nice curve to meet up with my bust measurement. I hope this is clear. The next thing I'm going to do is to take my bust to bust, that's my nipple to nipple measurement divide by 2, okay? Nipple to nipple measurement divide by 2, mark that out and create a straight line just like this. Hope this is clear. And then for my dart, I'm going to be making use of half inch on both sides. Go in by half inch, go out by half inch at the half length and the under bust line. Half inch on both sides, okay? And then I'll create a straight line just like this. I hope this is clear. At my bust line, I'm going to come down by half inch to avoid, just come down by half inch, okay? This is normal, it's constant. And then I'm going to create a nice curve to meet up with my under bust dart. The next thing I'll be doing is to go up from my under bust. I'll go up by 1.5 inch. 1.5 inch from my under bust, and then I'll give it a nice curve to meet up with my under bust line. Just like this. Okay? And then I am going to come in by 1 inch from my bust measurement at the chest line, I'll come in by 1 inch. Okay, mark out 1 inch, as you can see. Okay, then I'll create a nice curve to meet up with my under bust dart. Place it in such a way that it will accommodate your bust. Okay, so just place it nicely just like this. Now create a nice curve, as you can see. I hope this is clear. The next thing I'll be doing is at my chest line, I'm going to go up by ½ inch, as you can see. If you want your own to be higher, please go ahead and make it higher. If you want to maintain your chest line, it's still fine. However you want it to be, just go ahead and do it, okay? So ½ inch is okay for me because of the style. And I'll just give it a nice curve, as you can see. Curve it all the way to meet up with my chest line. Okay? Meeting up from my chest line at the center and meeting up with the chest line at the side. The next thing is to take my body measurement. I have my bust divided by 4 already. I just added 1.5 inch for sewing allowance. At my under bust, I'm going to mark out my under bust divided by 4 and then add 1.5 inch sewing allowance. The same thing, my waistline divide by 4, mark that out and add 1.5 inch for sewing allowance. And don't forget our dart, I'm going to replace it. This is 1 inch dart. Okay, replace the dart at the under bust and the waistline. Don't forget that. I'll go ahead and connect them just like this. Hope this is clear. So this Queen Anne neckline, okay, you're just going to come in by 1 inch from my armhole line. I marked out 1 inch from my armhole line, went in by ½ inch, or 1 inch I mean, and then I'll connect it straight to meet up with my neckline just like this. I feel like it's too wide. I want it to be very tiny at the bust area, so I'm going to come in by, let's say, ½ inch. I'll make use of ½ inch instead of 1 inch. Okay, I want it to be very tiny at that area. You can do it however you want it to be. You can make yours wide. You can maintain the same ½ inch as I do here. So I'll just create a straight line to meet up with my neck width just like this. I hope this is clear. So we are going to use this very pattern to cut out our back piece. So for the back neckline, the back depth will be 1.5 inch. Because we are using this, we are done with the front pattern, okay? Because we are using it to cut out the back, that's why we are doing this. So 1.5 inch for the back depth, connect it with the same neck width, and then for the armhole, the back armhole is not the same with the front armhole. So the back armhole, you will just connect it from the midpoint, you just connect it straight to your bust measurement, just like this. Okay, so this is the back armhole. The first is for the front armhole. Okay, so I will just go ahead and cut this out. Guys, please like my video. I am begging you, like my video. If you can drop a comment, please drop a comment. I really appreciate. So cut out your back armhole first. Okay, cutting out the shoulder now, and then the neckline. Guys, the more you like this video, YouTube is going to push it out there to beginners just like you. So please help me, okay? Help me like the video, drop a comment. So for my zipper allowance at the back, I just mark out 1.5 inch for my zipper allowance, and I'm creating a straight line just like this. Okay, this is for our zipper allowance. Then I'm going to just place the front piece just like this. Remember, we want to use this to cut out our back piece. So the difference now will just be the zipper allowance. That's 1.5 inch. I'll just trace it out like this, cut it out. So this is the armhole, the back armhole, remember? We have the same shoulder and then different neck depth, okay? So this is our back piece. I'm going to mark out my chest line, and then I'm going to mark out my dart as my nipple to nipple measurement. So my nipple to nipple measurement is what I just marked out there. I'm going to create a straight line, that's my chest line, just like this, and then I'll create a straight line for my nipple measurement. And then for the back dart is still the same half inch on both sides. I'll connect it to meet up with the chest line. I hope this is clear. So I have not decided what to do to the back neck line. I'm thinking of leaving it like this, using a normal back piece. I'm thinking of giving it a style. I don't know. I'm just going to keep that aside for now. Okay, so we are just going to close this dart, the back dart. We are going to close it so we don't have to stitch it on our fabric. So close it nicely, just like this. I'm just going to tape it down. So this is what you do if you don't want to stitch your dart on your fabric. I'm going to come back to the back neckline later if I decide on what to do. So for the front, I'm just going to cut it out just like this. Watch me carefully. Okay. So make sure you stop at the chest line. And I'm going to cut out the curve, the upper part, just like this. Okay. I hope this is clear. We are going to close that dart later. So for the armhole, remember the armhole we have is for the back. So now we are going to trim it out for the front armhole. So this is our front armhole now. Okay. We don't need this neckline. This is what we need. The Queen Anne neckline is what we need. So just cut it out just like this. And this is what we are going to be having. Okay, so I'll get the bust pattern. I'll get the bust pattern and then mark out 1 inch just like this. We want to create that gathers at the bust area, okay? So mark out 1 inch. I'll create a straight line just like this. Okay, and then I'll cut them out. I'm going to indicate them so I don't mix them out. Okay, so I'll label them 1 to 7. I have 7 pieces here. So yeah, this is what we are going to be needing for our gathers. So I'm going to create a straight line just like this. This is just a guide. This line is just going to guide me on how I'll arrange these pieces. Okay, so I'm just going to arrange them making use of that straight line. Okay, so my chest line is going to be at that straight line I just draw. Okay, so the chest line from our bust pattern, okay, I'm going to make sure is on that line I measured. Okay, I hope that is clear. Just see what I'm doing, making sure that the line align with the line in this fresh pattern paper. Okay, guys, have you liked this video? Have you liked this video? Have you dropped a comment? If you like the video, drop a comment. If you don't like it, if it's not clear for you, still drop a comment. Just tell me, you're not clear enough. Oh. Okay, so just watch out what I'm doing. Use your free hand to create a nice curve just like this. Make sure you connect them together. Okay, yeah, after connecting it, you cut it out. Guys, the only way I will know you are really getting value from this video is from your likes and comments. Okay, that will encourage me a lot. Please, I need your likes, I need your comments. Okay, so I just labeled the center front and I marked out an arrow showing the upper part. Hope that is clear enough. So this is our front piece. Then like I said earlier, we are going to close this dart. Okay, so you are just going to cut open one of the dart leg just like this, and then tape it just the way we did to the back piece. You just tape it down just like this. Okay, so yeah, we don't have any dart to stitch in our fabric again. All our dart has been closed. So this is our front piece, and for the back piece, yeah, for the back neckline, like I said, I have decided what to do now. Okay, so I'm just going to give it a nice curve. So just mark out anyhow you want it to be. This is just a freehand something. Okay, so I came down by like half inch from the zipper area. Then I'm just going to give it a nice curve. Please just use your free hand to do this. Give it a nice curve just like this. So like I said, you can use your back like that. You can decide to give it this opening however you want it to do. However you want it to be is still going to be nice. It's still going to be fine. Okay, so just give it a nice curve and cut it out. So yeah, for the back piece, this is what we'll be needing. Okay, so this is how our back is going to look like. I'm just going to mark out the point, the meeting point. Yeah, then I will notch it. I'm going to be taking note of that. Okay, so I don't miss it. Okay, so guys, this is all for this tutorial. The sewing tutorial is going to be different. I'm going to drop it hopefully next tomorrow. Okay, so turn on your notification bell and I'll see you all in my next one. Bye.